All right, guys, welcome back to Dead Metal Media. I am your host, Dead Metal. I have a really special treat for you guys today. This is something I never thought we'd see, but Dying Light now on the Switch. I got an advanced copy. Massive shout out to Techland for hooking me up. And at the end of the day, I want to get right into this because I think the results are not only surprising, but also shed light on just how far this hardware can be pushed by third-party devs. Before we get into it, though, if you would please absolutely destroy the like button, commit genocide on the subscribe button, and leave me a wonderful comment letting you know that you like this content, because that's why I do this. I do this to watch arbitrary numbers go up and to get praise from strangers on the internet. Now on to Dying Light for the Switch. I don't think it's going to come as much of a surprise, but let me give you my overall impressions first, and then we'll break down the nitty-gritty. So first off, right off the bat, I have to say that if you're a Dying Light fan, if you're coming from the other systems, if you're already an established fan of this game, you are an absolute clown, you're a fucking joke, you have no common sense with your money, and you have a horrible taste in video games. It's just that simple. I mean, zombies? Really? Zombies are what gets you going? You like having the parkour system ripped straight from Mirror's Edge, which quite frankly, I'm shocked that DICE and EA never sued for copyright infringement, mixed with some of the stiffest and most unfun combat I've ever had. You're supposed to be fighting the stumbling hordes of the undead. Instead, you end up fighting the controls in the game more often than not. The game itself is the biggest enemy in your time with it. The game sucks, plain and simple. And if you like this trash, you're a horrible taste-having loser. You're ugly as shit. You have no friends. You're a catastrophic failure. Your parents are nothing but disappointed in you. And honestly, if you're supporting these clowns over at Techland who continue pumping trash like this out, you are what's wrong with the gaming industry. You are the shit stain on the underside of the boxers of the gaming industry. Real gamers such as myself, people with exquisite taste, we only play the best. And we know from the moment Dying Light came out in 2015 that the only word that we could use to describe it is mediocre. Because that's what it is. It tries to do everything. It ends up doing everything poorly. People actually praise this game for merging two concepts. You get the free flow fucking parkour system, and you get this engaging zombie FPS. No, it's none of those things. It's none of those things. It's a half-assed parkour system that came out half a decade earlier in a game called Mirror's Edge that they lifted directly from that game and merged it with some of the most boring, bland-ass combat I've ever seen. Quite frankly, Dead Island should have put them on notice that they can't get it done with FPS, they can't get it done with zombies, and they needed to hang it up, let their studio fold, and completely absolve and liquidate all of their assets because they are horrible game developers. They're scumbags. But what do? No, they couldn't take the L and walk. They had to continue to milk away and prove that they're catastrophic failures in this industry. So what do? Over the next 7 years, yes, from 2015, 7 years onwards, they continue to pump DLC into this trash game. They port it to every system known to man, and they ask you to buy it. Well, folks, if you plop down any amount of money, I don't care if it's $1 or $60, if you put any money towards Dying Light, you can rest easy at night knowing that you've helped fund the death of this industry. What this industry needs is innovation. This industry needs originality. And when the creativity well has tapped out and has run dry, that's when you get absolute pieces of dog shit like Dying Light being hailed as one of the greatest games of 2015. They shoehorn in co-op. They expect you to buy all this DLC, the following, this and that trash. They add vehicles. Basically, what they did, if you get down to the nitty-gritty, they cut out half the game before they pumped it out. And then they sold the other half of the game. All this shit should have been in there to start, by the way. The game felt empty as fuck. I would know. I played it on launch. I never went back to check out the following. I never went back to check out the co-op. I never went back and checked out the vehicle DLCs. I wonder why. Could it be that the game itself was just so unfun, so ungodly painful for me to play, caused me such heartache, ruined my entire year for gaming to the point that I had to set the controller down and I didn't play another video game in the year of 2015 because of how disappointed I was in Techland, that I swore off zombies forever. Yes. Spoiler alert, that's exactly what happened. No, I'm not salty at all. These clowns burned me once. They will not be burning me again. What I did that fateful day, October 2nd, 2015, is I pulled the disc out of my PlayStation 4. I snapped it into, I took it to a barrel out back. I burned it and I pissed on the ashes. And I'm going to do the same shit to Dying Light 2. Only thing is I'm not going to support them by pre-ordering that trash. I'll buy it from somebody off eBay on launch day. And because I'd rather put money in their fucking pocket than these greedy-ass scumbags. The game runs like trash on the Switch. It ran like trash on the PS4 and Xbone, let's be honest. The game couldn't even hold a steady 30 FPS on really advanced hardware at the time. Complete garbage. It literally runs at 15 to 16 FPS on the Switch. I hope you're used to having your frame rate from 30. You're going to get an experience. Well, you Nintendo clowns are used to that trash, though. Because you guys enjoyed Ocarina of Time at 20 FPS. This will be right up your alley. You know what? I take back everything I said. This game is perfect for Nintendo fans because it hits all the staples that their beloved franchises like Zelda and Mario and Metroid hit every single year with another useless installment. Let's run through what Dying Light and all the Mario, Zelda, and Metroid games have in common. All right, bland environments. Uninspired enemies, horrible narrative, terrible protagonists, gameplay that would put a kid with fucking ADHD to sleep, all right? Unengaging gameplay loops, an unsatisfying experience, lame in-game content, and above all else, the egregious balls of steel to ask $60 for a product that, at best, is worth $5. Don't buy this trash.